Hey, this is Sasha, and welcome to another episode here on Let's Talk Stocks. Today, what we're going to be talking and discussing is inner game concepts. We're going to be talking about striking out. And the reason we're talking about this is because we have a new book coming out very soon, so be sure to get on the newsletter list. It's called Mindsets of a Master Stock Trader. Now, in order to be able to discuss these things here today, it really stems and comes from my latest book. All of the things in this book are mindsets and inner game concepts. And an inner game concept is anything that's inside of you. So think of it like emotions. How do you deal with emotional trading? How do you recover from losses? Whereas the outer game, external things, is all about, let's say, the physical part of it, like reading charts, the technical side, money management, risk management, those kinds of things. If you apply this concept in sports, like we're talking about striking out today, it's the baseball mechanics, the way that you stand, the way that you hold the bat, the way that you swing, the way that you run, how to become faster at that. The inner game is, hey, well, if I struck out 4 or 5 times, over the last few times that I've been up to bat, then, hey, how do I deal with those emotions? How do I deal with that loss? How do I deal with swinging and missing? So that's what we're going to talk about today, is striking out. And I want to start this out kind of looking at dating relationships. So if you look at dating, you'll find maybe that some people have more success in the dating department than you do. Or maybe vice versa. Maybe you have more success than they do. And really, when you look at this, you have to understand that a lot of things have to line up for you to have success. And in the end, it comes down to striking out more often. So the more often that you strike out, the more likely it is you'll get to success. Now, why is that? So let's say you're looking to date a woman, you're looking to find a woman, you're looking to have a long-term relationship or have kids. If that's your end goal, to kind of have a successful relationship. Well, if you're trying to go after, let's say, 100 different people, let's say overall in your lifetime, by the time you get to somebody that you become successful with, so let's say here's your timeline between the time you're born to, let's say, age 100, and you're dating different people throughout your lifetime here. Maybe by the time you get to here, you find someone, or over here, you find someone, and you continue that relationship for a long period of time. But by the time you get there, you might have dated, let's say, 100 people right here. So this is your age, and the people you've dated, there might have been 100 different people, or at least you ran into. Now, one of the reasons why it doesn't work out is, well, it could be because, well, they are already in a dating relationship. So let's say you're going out and you're asking these people, hey, do you want to date? Now, of course, it's not that simple. You get into conversation, you get to know them and that kind of thing, but maybe you're interested. So they might already be dating someone. On the other hand, maybe they're not interested in, let's say you're going after a woman, maybe they're not interested in men, maybe they're interested in other women. So all of a sudden, hey, well, that's not going to work. Maybe the timing is wrong, right? Maybe they're just they want to be single. Maybe they don't even want to date. So there's a lot of factors that play a role in finding and getting to success in a relationship. And with time, let's say eventually you kind of start to date, and some things don't work out and they drop off, and then again they would drop off. So you have a few of these relationships that come. So you're striking out, and then eventually maybe you get to one that, hey, this one is successful. So without striking out, you can't get to that success point. And that's what I want you to really think about and understand, is that you have to be able to strike out to get to your success point and get to your destination. Because a lot of people, they're trying to make super successful trades. Hey, it's going to happen right away. And, they go big. And what they do is they'll find this one person and they'll try to say, hey, let me go ahead and we'll have a marriage. So we'll go ahead and marry you. So they do the big proposal. And obviously that's not going to work. You're going big or you're going home, right? So the jump is too quick. And you need to be able to kind of go ahead and strike out many times to be able to get to success. Now, in some situations, some things do help. So what helps? What helps you get better success? So if we look at this, well, maybe by the time you get to this dating stage, you have to have some kind of game. And this is what most people think about is, hey, well, I don't have the right game like this person does. You know, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to talk to women. I get nervous. Well, if you don't have the right game, this is where the blueprints may help. So there's blueprints for maybe the timing, right? So timing it correctly, the location. Maybe you're trying to meet certain type of women at a museum, but they're hanging out in bars, or vice versa. Maybe you're trying to meet someone who's family oriented at the library, but hey, they already have kids and they're already married. So again, location, it could be other things like just talking and getting to know one another. But a lot of people think of game as that, hey, it's the way that I caress someone or talk to someone. So the blueprints might not necessarily be just the talking part or communicating with women. It could be just, hey, the timing, the location, finding and spotting the right opportunities at the right places. 9:30 in the morning versus 10 p.m. at night is a completely different story. So that's what blueprints really allow you to do, and they help you get to that kind of destination. But even with blueprints, you're still going to strike out. So you have to have a handful of things lining up, all of these things lining up in a row for you to kind of get to your success point. And the more times that you strike out, the more likely you'll be able to get to your success point. And that's because you've tweaked your blueprints. You've tweaked these things. You've tweaked, the timing, the location. You understand who to talk to. You understand the way that you talk to somebody. And that's how it allows you to get to the success point. And a lot of people hold back thinking that, hey, well, I don't want to strike out. I don't want to miss. It feels bad to miss. And it is. But if you think about striking out as being more positive, it means that, hey, you have more chances and shots. Now, I'm not saying you need to go big right away, right? You don't need to propose initially the first time you meet someone. That's kind of like going out on a trade and you're all of a sudden saying, hey, well, I got $20,000. So I'm going to put all of this trade into a single trade. I'm going to put 19,000 of it and see what happens. So you're kind of rolling the dice there. Instead, what you need to do is create tiny little steps to be able to strike out often. So that way you can see, hey, I've reached my destination a few times and I've gotten success a few times. And then I can go ahead and progress further. So the blueprints, like education, knowledge, learning things through books, video courses, all these things help. They give you the blueprints to be able to either talk to people better, or in our case, it could be trading, to be able to learn how to put on a trade, learn how to manage money accordingly, learn how to scan charts. All of those things are blueprints, but you have to strike out more often. Hey, well, this chart I evaluated completely wrong. Hey, I managed my money horribly on that trade. The more times that you do that, the finer tuned your blueprints will be. And that'll allow you to get more and more successes. And in our case, when it comes to trading, we're not looking for a one-time, one-hit wonder where we're looking, to marry someone for forever. You're not going to be married to your stock. Instead, what you're looking to do is really just go on a first date. Hey, I just want to get to that first date point. And if you get there, you're kind of profitable. You're successful. Hey, it turned to be successful. Now, sometimes you might be able to take that relationship further, just like in trading. Well, maybe you go ahead to multiple dates, so you've had multiple wins on that trade or a bigger win on that trade. But for you, in trading, you just got to kind of land a handful of nest eggs. You got to land a handful of trades, and you're constantly making money, right? So if you can spot those opportunities, just like in dating, spot an opportunity, go on a date. Okay, great, that worked out. Let's go on another date. Let's go on another date. It's not that you're exclusively dating. It's just you're trying to reap the benefits and collect the money every time. So here you got money in your bank, money in your bank, money in your bank. And that's what you're doing with stocks. Opportunity, money in your bank, money in your bank. That's the name of the game. That's the business. It's about getting to that point. If you're married to a stock, you're there forever, right? You're asking for the proposal way at the beginning before you really know and understand the stock itself, before you've even traded, before you even went on a date, before you even talked to the stock, right? Or talked to somebody. You're going out for that proposal. And that's not what you want to do. You want to go ahead and have multiple dates, and then, hey, you could be dating forever a stock and continue to make money with it for a long time. But in order to get there, you'll probably strike out in between. And the more that you strike out, the finer tuned your blueprints will be. And that's why I say that, hey, striking out is a good thing. The more that you strike out, the finer your blueprints will be. The more tuned you'll be to being aware of spotting opportunities in trading. And that way you can be consistent, repeatedly, time and time again, making money from your stocks and your trades. All right, so I hope you see and are aware that, hey, striking out is a good thing. The more that you strike out, the closer you'll get to your destination. Of course, when you strike out, you want to do it in little bit-sized pieces, right? You don't want to put on a $20,000 trade and then strike out, especially your first time up to making a trade. So trade small, trade often, and strike out a lot. So that way you can learn and evolve and develop your blueprints and continue to get better. And then you can go ahead and increase the size of the trade. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video and this lesson. Be sure to join me on the newsletter list right here by clicking that link, or of course you could scroll down below this video and there's going to be a bunch of links there, or join me on YouTube. Hit that face icon and that way you're subscribed on YouTube. In the end, remember, do what you love, contribute to other people, but most importantly, live life abundantly. Thanks for joining me and I'll see you next time.